Hello everyone, myself Arsalan Ahmad Danish, pursuing electrical engineering in ISL Engineering College, and I am going to explain about the circuit breakers, types of circuit breakers, and testing of circuit breakers. It is a circuit breaker is nothing but it is a switch gear and it deals with switching and interrupting current in both normal as well as abnormal operating conditions. To interrupt the heavy fault currents, these circuit breakers are used. Circuit breakers. It is a protective device which breaks and makes the circuit under all conditions, that is no load condition, full load condition and fault condition. It can be operated manually, remotely and automatically, and operated manually and automatically at no load and fault conditions respectively. Phenomena of arc. The main reason behind to explain the phenomena of arc is that the circuit breakers are classified according to the medium used for quenching of arc, that it depends upon the arc quenching medium. Now, what is phenomena of arc? In a network, when the short circuit occurs, a huge amount of current flows through the circuit. During these fault conditions, when the contacts of the circuit breaker begins to separate, it, at initial instant the contact area will be very less, and due to large flow of currents the current density increases and hence temperature rises. Due to the high temperature, the air between the contacts get ionized, and ionized air act as conductor and allow the current to pass through it. Due to this, arc is stuck between the contacts. Deionization of medium. To prevent the circuit breaker from damaging, the arc must be quenched. This can be done by deionizing the medium. And how we can deionize the air is by lengthening the gap between the contacts, by replacing the ionized particles, by cooling off ionized particles, and by increasing the pressure in the area of the arc. Types of circuit breakers. Now, depending upon the interrupting medium, circuit breakers are classified as SF6 circuit breakers or sulfur hexafluoride circuit breaker, oil circuit breaker, vacuum circuit breaker, and air blast circuit breaker. And the another one we have is miniature circuit breaker, which is used for the general purpose, and it is a low voltage rating breaker. Miniature circuit breaker. It is an automatic switch used to protect low voltage circuits. These are rated up to 125 amperes, and it switches the circuit during fault and short circuit conditions. During both fault and short circuit conditions, it switches the circuit. These breakers can be thermal or thermal magnetic in operations. As I discussed in the previous slide, that MCB can be thermal or thermal magnetic. There are two arrangements of operation. One due to the electromagnetic effect of overcurrent, and the another one is due to the thermal effect of overcurrent. The thermal operation of the MCB is achieved with a bimetallic strip. That is, whenever overcurrent flows through the MCB, the metallic strip is heated up and deflects, thereby opening the network or circuit. As we can see in this picture, there are three mechanisms provided. One is bimetallic strip and trip coil, and the third one is hand operated on off lever. As we can observe in this picture, current from the power terminal, that is left side or top, flows to the bimetallic strip or moving contact, then to the current coil or trip coil, then to the fixed contact, and finally to the other power terminal, which is on left, that is bottom in this picture. If the circuit is overloaded for a long time, the bimetallic strip gets overheated and deforms. And this strip is so arranged by means of spring pressure that it makes the moving contact for opening. Now, SF6 circuit breaker or sulfur hexafluoride circuit breaker. A circuit breaker which uses SF6 gas for quenching of arc is known as SF6 circuit breaker. These are well suited for high voltage system because of its several advantageous properties such as high electronegativity. Due to this high electronegativity, it has high affinity for observing free electrons. It absorbs electrons to form a negative ions. As we can see in this picture, it consists of fixed contact and moving contact, which is enclosed in a chamber containing SF6 gas, and there is an inlet through which SF6 gas is entering towards the arc. It consists of a valve mechanism which permits a high pressure SF6 gas from the reservoir to flow towards arc. So, whenever fault occurs in the system, the contacts of the breaker may begins to separate, and the compressed air which is attached to the moving contact is get released through the nozzle on the arc. Pressure of the gas, that is sulfur hexafluoride, will be about 14 kilograms per centimeter square, and this high pressure gas absorbs the free electrons in the arc path. Due to this, arc is quenched. The another one and the last one is vacuum circuit breaker. In this, the medium for arc quenching is vacuum. It consists of a fixed and moving contact enclosed in a permanently sealed vacuum. The operation of switching on and closing of current carrying contacts and interrelated arc interruption takes place in a vacuum chamber in the breaker, which is called vacuum interrupter. As I said, it consists of fixed and moving contact enclosed in a permanently sealed vacuum interrupter. Here we can observe that, and the arc is extinct as the contacts are separated in high vacuum. These type of breakers are mainly used for medium voltage, that is from 11 kilovolts to 33 kilovolts. As we can see in this picture, that in the right picture, that it is mainly divided into three parts, that is fixed contacts, moving contacts, and arc shield. And arc shield is inside the arc interrupting chamber. In this, when fault occurs, contacts begins to separate, and the current density between the contacts is increased so that temperature rises and air gets ionized. Due to the ionization, the contact space is filled with vapor of positive ions, which is discharged from the contact material. Here here the density of the vapor depends on the current in the arcing. Due to the decreasing mode of the current wave, the rate of release of vapor fall, and after the current zero, the medium regains its dielectric strength provided vapor density around the contacts reduced. Hence the arc doesn't restrike again because the metal vapor is quickly removed from the contact zone. Test of circuit breakers. Testing of circuit breakers is essential because during the fault conditions, circuit breaker suffers a high stress and may get damaged if not properly constructed and tested. Therefore, it is necessary to test the circuit breaker before connecting it to the network for the operation. Here are the following tests which must be done before connecting a circuit breaker to the network for the operation. The types of circuit breakers are direct test, impulse test, mechanical test, thermal test, and short circuit test. Direct test consists of over voltage withstand test of power frequency, lightning and switching impulse voltages. Impulse test is done with switching over voltages. To check the thermal behavior of the breakers, thermal tests are done. In this, rated current through all the three phases of the circuit breaker is passed and continuously for a period long enough to achieve steady state conditions. Mechanical tests can be done to ensure the opening and closing without failure. It requires 500 operations without failure, or sometimes it requires 20,000 operations with no adjustment of mechanism. And to check the ability to safely interrupt the fault currents and to determine the breaking capacities of at different loads, short circuit tests should be performed. Thanks for watching this.